The idea of a black woman who's fair-skinned is mind-boggling, isn't it? Well, this phenomenon is most common in Louisiana. Ever heard of a Louisiana Creole person? Now, we're talking about fair skin as in white and not really an albino. If you're not familiar with this concept, prepare to be blown away. Now, the lady in the video seems like she's palm-colored, doesn't she? But she actually claims to be black. Now, as intriguing as that sounds, there's actually some evidence supporting her claims. Now, as much as today's discussion is backed by science and research, it leaves us questioning the narrative here of whether one's ethnicity should be based on the views they have upon themselves, or maybe it should be done so on how they are perceived by society. And tell us what you think about people who look like palm-colored but claim to come from the black community or have a cultural heritage that stems from African descent.
Y'all, I said I wasn't gonna cry, but listen, I'm at work, and I seen a bunch of videos people did on my behalf, and I want to thank y'all, not just y'all, but all of my supporters. That's why I'm in tears, because as much as people can hate on me, they got a lot of people out there that really love me, I was here trying to make a video of my lunch today, and I don't even know if I can finish making it, because I'm sick to my stomach. I don't even want to eat. I'm tired of getting attacked and having to defend myself. I'm tired. I never said I was 100% black. I told y'all what I was mixed with. I'm multi-ethnic, and stop saying I'm biracial. I am not biracial. Both of my parents are a la black Creoles. They're not. I don't have a white parent and a black parent or a Chinese parent and another. I'm not biracial. I'm multi-ethnic. I was raised to be black. I was raised as a black woman. So I don't care what y'all say. It don't matter. I know who I am. Y'all can't come on here and tell me. And I don't give a what you think. If I tell you what I'm telling you, that's because I've been living me for 45 years. How dare y'all come around here with me? I don't know nobody like that. I'm a good, kind-hearted person, but y'all won't even fucking think. Y'all just want to shoot jabbing at me, talking about what y'all think, what y'all think, what y'all think. It don't matter what you think. It is what it is. How about that? But I ain't even going to focus on y'all negative. I'm about to start blocking people. But to y'all that rock with me and that love me, I love y'all to death. Y'all are like family to me. And I'll be a ride or die friend for y'all.
I hear what you're saying, Mama. I see the video that you posted saying that you don't identify with being passe blanc, and that was for people who wanted to run away from being black, and they didn't have to suffer the oppression like other black people did. Of course. But what you don't know about a lot of passe blanc people is they used their white privilege, their artificial white privilege, to infiltrate white spaces and gather information during the civil rights movement about the comings and goings of the Ku Klux Klan, so that the people would avoid being lynched. And those passe blancs are the ones that I was speaking about. The passe blancs that would be so white looking that they would go and acquire home loans for people who were much darker than them. I'm talking about the passe blancs that would marry white, not disclose their race to their husbands, to the advancement and the credit of the people that look like them. They used their white skin as a privilege to advance their people. Those are the passe blancs that I was telling you about. So no, not all the passe blancs were bad. I know you're only speaking about the passe blancs that you knew. I'm talking about Southern Louisiana passe blancs. I'm talking about Southern Louisiana passe blancs that were a part of the Black Panther movement, that were a part of the civil rights movement, the ones that led protests and marches. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. There's more to the story than the few passe blancs who decided to escape oppression because of the color of their skin. Bye.
I refuse to let the internet gaslight me into saying that woman is black. I don't care if she's from Louisiana. I don't care if she was straight from the motherland itself. Phenotypically, she is a white woman. And I'm already prepared for people to say, I don't know anything about Louisiana. I don't know anything about being Creole. I don't know anything about being Cajun. All of that may be true. But what I do know is that a large part of race is how you are perceived. If your entire life you were perceived as white, regardless of your ethnicity, then you navigate the world as a white person. You reap the benefits of being a white person. People see you as white. People treat you as white. I'm not arguing whether or not she has black ancestry at all. I'm just saying that visibly, she is not black. If we never heard her accent and you placed her anywhere else, people would see her as white. We directly contribute to the erasure of black people when we consider people like that black.
I never said I was 100% black. I told y'all what I was mixed with. I'm multi-ethnic and stop.
Hi, so that's my friend. And I'm really angry because people are on here invalidating her blackness because that's what we do in 2024, apparently. As a member of the Creole community, I completely understand. I'm so sorry. But y'all need to stop telling people that they're biracial. No, we're a mixture upon a mixture upon a mixture, and we just come out real light. Okay? We know what we are. We know our history. Stop it.
Yeah, we was black until y'all start light-skinned Creoles. We don't play that shit. You hear me? So fuck y'all. We like the Dominicans now. We know black, papi. We Louisiana Creole. You hear me? Yeah, we don't want to be part of the African American group now. We our own race. Now we're a race. We the Louisiana Creoles. Yeah, and we come in all shades. We don't need y'all. I can't understand for the life of me how people that's not Louisiana Creoles trying to tell Louisiana Creoles about Louisiana Creoles. Like, come on, y'all don't make no sense. Just stop. God damn, that's crazy.
If you gotta come on the internet and prove that you're black by posting your grandparents, your great-grandmother, your grandmother twice removed, your Aunt Ethel, to prove that you're black, then maybe you're not black. Because if you don't look black, you're not. Like, this is how Rachel Dolezal, or her name is, the scam troll for so many years. Y'all don't know what black women look like if they would smack you in the mother face, and I'm
Does this happen to anybody else? I stitched her video because it just happened, and at first I thought I was tripping, but no. I've only seen this with black creators. I'll be watching a black creator's TikTok, and all of a sudden it just is gone. It'll go to the next video. I'm not touching my phone. I'm not doing anything, and I literally have to go to my settings and privacy, to my activity center, to see like my watch videos for it to pop back up.
Now, I know some of y'all just found out about the one-drop rule that existed in the 20th century as a racial classification in this country, but y'all gotta stop. I know that y'all don't know that Louisiana Creoles predate the one-drop rule up until the 15th and 16th century. We know y'all didn't read books. We know that y'all didn't read Louisiana history in 8th grade like the rest of us. But for some reason, y'all decided to chime in on a conversation that had nothing to do with you. And your brain cannot conceive the idea of a fair-skinned black woman, or in some of y'all cases, a dark-skinned Creole person, because you're ill-equipped to have this conversation. You don't exist in Louisiana. You probably never lived here. You've probably never been in proximity to a Louisiana Creole person, let alone a family. You probably never been to the Seven Ward of New Orleans. You probably never been to Cade or St. Martinville or Jeanerette, New Iberia, Opelousas, Bayou Teche. You ain't never been to none of these places. But you fix your lips to talk about something you knew nothing about. And if you ever set foot in Grand Mary, Louisiana, you will probably fall out because you couldn't take it. Because how dare a group of fair-skinned black people actually exist? For those of you not understanding the concept that Louisiana is completely different from the other 50 states, you still haven't understood why we have parishes and y'all have counties. You don't know the history of the neutral ground versus the median. You're talking about Homer Plessy was a white man. The same Homer Plessy from Homer Plessy versus Ferguson. That one, y'all still don't understand that is a black man. Okay. Some of y'all can't even perceive the idea of a black person being fair-skinned, not trying to pass as a white person. And your brain can't conceive the fact that they exist. Some of you could pick up a book. You can read Creole by Sybil King, Africans in Colonial Louisiana, The Development of Afro-Creole Culture, Louisiana Creoles, Cultural Recovery, and Mixed Race Native American Identities. Some of y'all don't even know that we are different from Haitian Creoles. but you're fixing your mouth to speak on something you don't understand or know. So as you prepare to go to Essence Fest, Mardi Gras, and French Quarter Fest, or whatever else, go catch your beads, eat your beignet, or mind.
I feel like everyone's talking about that one lady on TikTok who's Creole crying about people calling her a white woman because she's like, I'm a black woman, I'm Creole, y'all. And this is an issue with the one drop rule. You got people who got these small percentages of blackness claiming blackness, and it irritates me so much. I'm sorry, girl, I'm not calling you a black woman. You're a Creole, I'm gonna give you Creole. But I also think we need to talk about how a lot of people recognize all Creole people as black when it shouldn't really be that way. And now walk with me in what I'm about to say, y'all. I feel like people do the same thing with the Caribbean, if you know what I mean. Or they be saying that like the Caribbean is like a place of just black people, but in reality there are white Caribbeans, there are Chinese Caribbeans, there are Indo-Caribbeans. Like, it's so diverse. And that's how I feel like it is for Creole people, you know? Like, all Creole people are not gonna be looking like Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion, you know? They're gonna be looking a lot paler, maybe have blonde hair or blue eyes, you know? And I feel like Creole, that's an identity, that's a culture, has its own stuff, but only because you're Creole and have some African ancestry does not automatically make you a black person. I'm sorry. Also, I want you to realize this is literally just a remix of the whole Tyler colored conversation.
I'm going to say this in the simplest way that I can think of, because I'm going to use the fact that I'm Jamaican. Jamaicans don't just consist of black people. When I was younger, I thought it was just black people. But due to colonization, it's arguable that it's not just black people. Just like there's black Jamaicans, there's also Indian Jamaicans, Chinese Jamaicans, and white Jamaicans. This is just a white Creole woman. This shouldn't be that hard of a concept to grasp in all actuality. I don't know why there's a bunch of think pieces. Oh, she's black or she has black descent. Where the black descent at? I'm still looking for it. Where is it? Someone let me know.
Now, from this lady's ancestry, you can see that there is no possible basis for her to be claiming that she's black, because all of our grandparents seem like they're pretty much palm colored. Now, it makes us question the narrative or the reason as to why she really wants to belong to the black community. Now, that is a question that some of us are still grappling with up to date. Now, if you know the answer to this question, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Why is this palm color so interested in belonging to the black community? Is it because of the black culture? Is it because of the unity among its black people? Or does she just really feel like she's a black person or has got some black DNA in her veins? Now, as much as she might have some black DNA in her veins, but it also matters the percentage, right? Because she can have like 0 point something percent of blackness in her veins, but that doesn't make her black. That just shows you that she stems from a black person, but she's not really black. And talking of palm colored and black people, isn't it true that all races came from black people? Like the first or the original people were black, and these other races started developing as a result of climate change. And because of varying climates and weather patterns, the skin started having variations as well. Okay, let's look at it this way. The reason why we have a black culture in the black community is because of the slavery, the discrimination, the whole package that comes with it. But when you look at this lady that is claiming to be black, if we take it back to slavery times, would the slave masters put her in the slavery camps as a black person? No. The answer is no. Because the reason why people were segregated and considered as slaves is because they were black and they had black skin. But if this lady existed in those times, she would have been privileged as a palm color because of her color. From that base or from that perspective, I think it doesn't matter if she's got some ancestry from the black community, because the majority of all races do. Now, let's look at some of the reasons as to why a palm color or a lighter skinned person may feel like identifying as a person from another race. So the first point is identity formation. Individuals may develop a strong identification with a particular racial or ethnic group based on their upbringing, cultural experiences, and social surroundings. This can lead to a sense of belonging and attachment to a racial identity that differs from their biological race. The second point is transracial adoption. Studies on transracial adoption have shown that individuals raised in families of a different racial background may adopt the cultural norms, values, and identity markers of their adoptive family, leading to a discrepancy between their perceived and biological race. The third point is cultural affinity. Some individuals may feel a stronger affinity towards a particular racial or ethnic group due to shared cultural interests, experiences, or beliefs. This cultural alignment can influence their self-perception and identification with that group. The fourth point is racial passing. Historically, individuals of mixed racial heritage or lighter skin tones may have chosen to pass as a different race to escape discrimination or access social privileges associated with that race. While less common today, the legacy of a racial passing may still influence perceptions of racial identity. The fifth point is psychological projection. Psychological projection is a defense mechanism where individuals attribute their own thoughts, feelings, or characteristics to others. In the context of racial identity, a white person may project their internalized experiences, struggles, or desires onto another racial group, leading them to perceive themselves as belonging to that group. The sixth point is body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia involves a distorted perception of one's body, often leading individuals to perceive flaws or characteristics that are not objectively present. In the case of racial identity, body dysmorphia may contribute to a distorted perception of one's race, leading a white person to believe they are black despite their physical appearance. Now, these are some of the psychological reasons, not scientific, but psychological. So they are based on perception. They're based on principles of environment. They're based on the principles of where you grew up from, the things you were exposed to when you were growing up. Let's take, for example, Marshall Mathers, Eminem, the rapper Eminem. He grew up in Detroit among his black folks, right? He was usually found with black folks. His music is attributed to black folks. Eminem is one good example, but Eminem didn't take it to the next level by claiming that he's black. Now, this shows you that it really depends on how one perceives themselves. You might feel like you belong to a particular culture because you grew up from there, but your race or your color says something different. But one brilliant practical example is picture a duckling whose egg got hatched in a chicken's nest, and as it's growing up, it'll be following the chicken as its mom, right? Even though it's very different from the chicks, for that hen, it won't notice. Only the surrounding or the people around are gonna notice. But the duckling, since it's got no mom to follow around, it's gonna be following this chicken until it grows up eventually, right? But when it's time, maybe for it to mate, that's when it's gonna have a problem. So it doesn't really matter whether you are palm colored and you've got an ancestry from blacks. So long as the environment around you perceives you different, then you're gonna have a problem. As in the example I cited earlier concerning slavery, we have a problem here. This palm colored woman cannot participate in slavery, even though she claims to come from the black culture or from the black heritage. So as much as she's got some percentages of black in her, she's not like the typical black person of African descent. But let's look at some evidence supporting her claims. The term Creole has various meanings depending on the context in which it is used. Historically in the United States, particularly in Louisiana and other parts of the South, Creole referred to individuals of mixed African, European, and sometimes Native American ancestry who were born in the Americas, particularly in former French and Spanish colonies. Creole culture often reflects a blend of African, European, and indigenous influences, including language, cuisine, music, and customs. However, it is important to note that the definition of Creole has evolved over time and can vary regionally. In Louisiana, for example, Creole can refer to individuals of mixed African and European ancestry, as well as those of European descent who were born in Louisiana and identify with Creole culture. This can include both black and white individuals. In the context of African American communities, Creole often refers to individuals of mixed African and European ancestry who may have cultural ties to Louisiana or other regions where Creole culture is prominent. These individuals may identify as black or biracial and may have family histories that include both enslaved Africans and European colonizers. Similarly, in white communities, Creole can refer to individuals of European descent who are born in Louisiana or other regions with Creole culture and who identify with Creole traditions and heritage. These individuals may have ancestors who were French or Spanish settlers in colonial America. Overall, Whether a person considered Creole comes from the black community or the white community depends on various factors, including their family background, cultural heritage, and personal identification. Creole identity is complex and multifaceted, encompassing a diverse range of racial and ethnic backgrounds, and individuals may interpret and express their Creole identity in different ways. So, based on the information that we've been presented with, it is clear that a Creole person can be either black or white in appearance, right? But it all depends with the information provided, especially when this person appears to be palm colored and they claim to be Creole or they claim to have an ancestry from a black community. They're supposed to present the evidence, right? Now, the person in question in this video, the palm color, has provided some evidence of an ancestry of the grandfather and the grandmother, of which are both questionable. They don't seem like they have dark skin. They all seem palm colored. She was supposed to provide evidence that is relatable with her claims so that people can have a more nuanced understanding. And I think that's where some of the confusion is stemming from. I think the majority of blacks in this video that are saying that she's not black are not really saying that she's not black, but they are basing that on the claims that she's making because she hasn't provided evidence. People are not arguing away the facts that Creole people might be palm colored even though they have an ancestry of black people. The reason why people are questioning this palm colored is because she's not presenting any evidence. There are a lot of palm coloreds out there that have presented themselves as belonging to the black community and have even swayed away the public and made the public think that these people were blacks when in fact they were not. And I think that's the reason why some of our brothers and sisters are arguing against this palm color lady's claims. And that concludes our discussion today. Tell us what you think in the comment section. Do you think that palm color that we saw in that video is really black, or she's from the black community, or she represents whatever she says she represents? Otherwise, I've done my presentation here. Even though I've provided all these sightings and evidences, I'm not really sure what to say because there's a lot of things happening in the world out there and anything can be possible. So I would like to hear your thoughts in the comment section, and we very much appreciate your contributions to our channel. We also appreciate you visiting our channel today. Thank you. Please subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video. Signing off.